During preparation for Jamb examination, Jamb use of English is one of the subjects students don't regard much, but they end up getting the lowest score in that particular one. Especially science students who just focus on physics, chemistry, and biology, focus on solving questions on mathematics and all that, not regarding Jamb use of English. Point still remains that your total aggregate will count from your respective subject. From your 4 subjects, the aggregate you get, the total mark you get or score you get in your Jamb count from the 4 subjects. So my name is Gideon and I'm a student of University of Nigeria Nsukka, and I would really appreciate it if you click on that subscribe button and turn on the post notification button, and also like this video. And as we go into today's video, there are many parts of English language in which if you pay attention to this part, you're going to know that there are no way you can maneuver some parts and move to the other part without understanding there's a rule guiding this part that you have maneuvered. The point is there are parts and many ways in which English has scheduled and specifically arranged itself. So if you begin to understand English as a step-by-step process, it is going to make the work more easier for you. As I said earlier, there are many parts, but there are specific parts for Jamb use of English, and that is what this video is about. I'm going to be telling you some parts and going to be giving you some explanation on how to answer some questions, and also how you can read those questions and be able to understand them on the part in which Jamb doesn't skip in certain questions in Jamb use of English. So the first part is comprehension, the second part is Lexis and structure, the third part is stress pattern and emphatic stress, the fourth part is idiomatic expression, synonyms, antonyms, and phrasal verbs, the fifth part is interpretation. So I'm going to be breaking this part down, and I'm going to be giving you the step you need to take in order to approach each part of this Jamb use of English and come up with the best answer at the end. Even though if you don't know the answer, I'm going to be giving you some steps you're going to take in order to come up with knowing the answer possibly, or maybe come up with the actual answer specifically. So let's talk about the first part of Jamb use of English, which is comprehension. Jamb passages are short but somehow sophisticated, but there are ways you can approach Jamb passage and the equation, and you'll be able to come up with best idea. I can tell you, during my Jamb examination, when I was reading through the passage, it was really confusing because you would think these people are just maneuvering and compiling large words and fixing it together, because all the words you will meet are going to be some word that is going to be strange to you, and some of them is going to be something you are familiar with, and it is going to not make you to understand some of the things they're talking about in this passage. And when you don't understand the passage, answering the question is going to be a whole lot of problem. So I'm going to be telling you how you can understand what is written in the passage. So first of all, on how to understand what is written in the passage of Jamb comprehension. First one is read the question before going to the passage. It is very crucial you go to the question before reading the passage. This is because it is going to give you a sense of what you are going to answer before going to the passage. There is a kind of situation whereby if you go through the question before going to the passage, when you're going through the passage finally, you're going to be seeing some answers to the question. Second one is read the passage with a sense of concentration and understanding. And the third one is read the question for the second time, and then you go into answering the question now. So when you're finally gone through the passage, you read the question again for the second time, and then you go into answering the question. When you exercise these steps I've given to you under this passage, you're going to understand more on how to answer the comprehension questions. There's a way comprehension passage are being written. First of all, there is thesis statement. Secondly, there is topic sentence. Thirdly, there's main point, which is being guided by example or maybe by an illustration. There is conclusion or personal idea. In the part of the thesis statement, they will be giving you something that is obvious. They will give you an obvious illustration or obvious demonstration on what they want to talk about. You should also be mindful of when they're talking about this. And the second one, they will give you the topic sentence. The topic sentence is where they will give you what they want to talk about in that paragraph. So when they want to talk about in the first paragraph, they'll give it to you after the thesis statement, the main point. Now this main point is being guided by examples and illustrations. Going to conclusion, some examiners will conclude their personal ideas, what they think about what was talked about in that particular passage. So you should be mindful of this. Know that some of the main questions are being gotten from the main points. The second part of the Jamb use of English is Lexis and structure. Now there's something students must understand about this Lexis and structure. It's not something so profound. It's actually a passage on its own, but it is a unique part of passage. That's what I call it. It's talking about a particular something, which it can be an organization, a firm, even about football, government. That is what they are talking about. So if you see Lexis and structure question in your examination, what you need to do is first identify what register is this. because lyrics and structure is all about register. They're talking about what associated with this particular organization, or what associated with sports, what associated with law, government, politics. So first of all, you need to identify which word are they trying to bring into view. Let's look at this example of Lexis and structure. It says, with the most profound respect to the members of the Senate, I do not think that it is within the competence of that dash body to pass motion to dash the execution of action of the president. You don't need to rush into answering this question because there can be many answers that might come to your mind. What you just need to do is read the first line and know what the first line is talking about. It's talking about Senate. The second line is talking about what? It's talking about competence. And the third line is talking about president. Of course, with this word solid, you already know that it's associated with politics or government, something like that. Whenever you see in the option a word that is not related to government or politics, you already know that it is the wrong answer. So the third one is stress, which is under the stress pattern or emphatic stress. Before you can understand stress fully, you must understand how to pronounce word fully with respect to the syllables, because it is based on division on how many syllables a word have that you can be able to identify where particularly it is stressed. Understand some of the rules guiding stress. There are some of simple rules that are guiding stress that if you understand it, it's going to make answering question under stress so easier. One of the rules is that words ending with IAL, IC, TION, SION are stressed at the second to the last syllables. Do you get it now? This is a part of rule. In fact, English language is guided by rules. Let's look at an example. So one of the examples I have here is education. According to our rule, we say that ending with TION is stressed at the second to the last syllables. So first of all, we have to divide it into syllables. So education, we have education. From the rules, even if you don't know the word it is stressed normally, from the rules we can be able to know it. So the fourth part is idioms, phrasal verbs, synonym, and antonyms. There are very crucial in your Jamb examination. One thing about these synonyms, antonym, and phrasal verbs, likewise idiomatic expression, is that you don't even know where they're bringing the words from. But there's a way you can actually know, or maybe triumph Jamb synonyms and antonyms. There's a way you can triumph it and answer questions that they say correctly. Jamb repeats synonyms, antonyms, idiomatic expression, and phrasal verbs. What they do is basically they repeat those ones that I've said before. They'll just go to maybe 2005 or 2010. They just bring few words and mix it with 1998 word, and they'll bring it into your current Jamb examination. That will become the word for that year. The second way you can be able to answer these synonym, antonyms, and idiomatic expression and phrasal verbs is through proper analysis. You can be able to understand what he's talking about through proper analysis. There's a way I can help you out in this idiomatic expression, phrasal verb, synonym, and antonym part. I can simply give it to you. I've made a research and I pack all these whole words that were repeated maybe twice or thrice in the previous years. I'm bringing it in with examples and explanations and also their meanings. So if you're interested in joining the groups where I send it to your fellow students, your fellow Jambites, you can just DM me with the link in the description. Just click on that link in the description and then it will send you to my WhatsApp DM. Send a message to me and I'll send you the link to the group where you get access to the idiomatic expressions, synonyms, antonyms, and phrasal verbs that are likely to be repeated also in your own Jamb exam. So let's move over to the next, which is interpretation. So interpretation is a whole lot of logical. A few days ago, I was teaching one student about this interpretation, and when we finally went into solving question, the way this guy were answering interpretation were a whole lot of something I don't know what to say. But the way she was answering interpretation, she was answering it ritually. Interpretation is not something you should answer literally. It's something you should answer logically, because Jamb will always bring in what is related to what is being asked in the question as answer or as part of the option. Let's look at this interpretation question. It says the solution lies in choosing between various negative alternatives. Option A says what? The solutions are many. Option B says the solution lies in choosing between the positive and negative. Option C says the solution can be found in one of the negative options. Option D says the solution is a negative one. First of all, you need to analyze these words and know what they mean. Read it second time if you don't get it at the first time. The solution lies in choosing between various negative alternatives. Option C is the correct answer. This is because of what the solution can be found in one of the negative alternatives, because the question says in various negative what alternatives, which means the solution is one of the negative alternatives. So without you knowing this, or maybe being too logical about what this is saying, you pick the wrong answer, and that is what likely happens in interpretation of words. That's all for this video, and it will make my day if you click on that subscribe button and turn on the post notification button, and also like this video, share to your friend within these few days, because I know Jamb is coming up. So share to your friends so that they can gain from this value. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next video, maybe in the next days. Okay, and what next? I think I'm forgetting something. Oh, you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to this channel so they can join this amazing community. Okay, I'll see you in the next one.